is even better in year 2 than he was in year 1.
All right, and then Mike T, the Dallas Cowboys with that addition, George Pickens, does it make them a playoff team?
Yes, I think they are on the periphery of making the playoffs. Not only Pickens, but they added Javonte Wilkins. They've drafted Tyler Booker. And then on the other side of the ball, they got back a couple of good players this year from injuries. Demarion Overshone, Trayvon Diggs. I think they've had a sneaky good offseason. I believe in Brian Schottenheimer.
Sneaky good.
I think this team will be much improved.
Sneaky
They're
good.
not going to be flashy as maybe some of these Cowboy teams have in the past, but I think they're going to be meaningfully better.
Yeah, look, I mean, and they won 7 games last year, playing a lot of their season without their starting quarterback. So they weren't all that, for all the talk. Look, the attention the Cowboys get is both a blessing and a curse if you were them. Sometimes we overstate how bad things are when they don't look as good as we want them to. Harry, you're my receiver, so I've asked you to put together a little tape for us. What exactly is
Go ahead, Harry.
George Pickens
Put it together.
going to look like and mean for Dak Prescott in this offense?
Yeah, Greeny. So in this very first play, it's a simple, what we call a 3-step slant.
You're going to
see George Pickens win his one-on-one matchup. Does a great job. He's a natural hands catcher, plucks the ball out of the air, but he's not satisfied once he catches the football. Does a great job. 4 defenders right there, but none of them gets him down, and it's off to the races for a touchdown. Now you're going to see this play versus the Washington Commanders. Great job versus man coverage, running a corner route. The quarterback throws it inside, but it doesn't matter
those
because
hands.
of body control.
Look at his hands.
George Pickens can twerk his body and still come
Oh,
up
he's
with the
twerking
catch.
it.
Last but not least, 3rd-and-1 situation, one-on-one on the outside. He's a 1B to CeeDee Lamb's 1A, wins his matchup again, and it's off to the races for a touchdown.
No, a 1 and a 1.
Man is going to be unbelievable for this offense, and also Dak Prescott is going to also take a lot of pressure off of CeeDee Lamb on the opposite side.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no question. The physical ability, it is equal to just about any player at the position in the entire league. And then let's talk about, let's be real here, okay, Mike T?
Let's be
real. He's in a contract year. You were a general manager. This is a young man who was playing for a lot of money here.
A whole lot of
money. You were a GM. How much would you take that into account when you were considering making an acquisition?
A big factor, Green. If you go back to those good Jet teams, Santonio Holmes, Braylon Edwards, those were guys that either had 1 or 2 years left on their deal. You're going to get the best of whatever they have. And going back to what Harry said as well, Greeny, George Pickens is going to be a point scorer. It's really hard to double both CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, who's a really good tight end, and George Pickens. So I think he'll have an exceptionally good year and be productive, especially in the red zone. So that would be a good problem for Dallas to have in terms of trying to lock him up for a long-term deal. I think he will be a meaningful addition to their team.
Graziano, I mean, if it is possible that the Dallas Cowboys could fly under the radar.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and if this winds up working out as well as it can with Pickens, that could be a pretty lethal combination.
Lethal. Lethal.
Yeah, look, when Dak Prescott has had fully healthy seasons, the Cowboys have been a playoff team almost every single time. So the fact that he's back matters to a significant degree. It's part of the reason they feel good about bringing in George Pickens, even though there are some questions about him based on his history in Pittsburgh in terms of, being in and out a little bit attention-wise to some details. But he's 24 years old. They think they can get the best out of him. They think their leadership structure with Dak Prescott at the head of it in terms of the locker room is going to help with that. And Mike T talked about all those guys they're getting back on defense. I think you were absolutely right. To win 7 games in a season where your quarterback gets hurt halfway through is not unimpressive. And I think it would be foolish to overlook the Cowboys as a possible
Foolish to
contender in the NFC
overlook.
East.
All right, we will roll on here. Always room for football in the conversation. We'll get back to the basketball as we can. You can check this out. The Pittsburgh Steelers do indeed play on a road trip.
Let's end it right there. Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Going on 10 years now, and I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Oh, my goodness. It is crazy. It is Veterans Day, and let me say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Veterans Day. Oh, my Lord. Memorial Day. Sorry, forgive me. Memorial Day. But for all the vets that are out there, I want to say thank you all for everything that you've done. And for those who are not here, the ones that have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing everything that you have for the love of your country. And for those others that are not here, the Stuart Morrisons, the Rasheeds, the Alex Lucas, my brother, my father, we miss you all totally. And we are remembering you guys today. Tough day. Very, very tough day. It's kind of quiet, Cowboy front. We've got OTAs going on. We got mini camp next week. And after that, it's the end. It's the end of school is out for summer until late July when training camps open up. And as we sit here right now, today, look at the clock, 100 days, 23 hours, 13 minutes, and 5 seconds until the Cowboys face the Eagles. And I have to be 100% real with you. I am looking forward to this game. I'm excited about this game, but it is crazy how crazy some of these fans are. But before I get to that, I got to say, Holly, shout out to Holly Pierce. Shout out to Holly. Of course, Logan Motorsports in here, Timothy's in here, David Webb's in here, Davin Porter, Lady Libra. And Lady Libra, she's got both channels squared away. If something ever happens to this channel that has 73 plus million views, over 37 million subscribers, you can always go to Cowboy Jobu, my other channel that is simulcasting right now, because that's where we'll be. And we've got Lady Libra. Did I get Lady Libra? I did get Lady Libra. Doubling down on both channels. We got Ken. We got, my name is Jeff Lee, who loves some boobies. What's going on, Jeff? We got Logan, we got Chris May, Motorsports, Holly Pierce, lovely Linda. What's up, Linda? How are you doing? Eagle fan, but she's not like a true Eagle fan, okay? She is actually fair and balanced. She actually will tell it like it is. She can actually say something good about the Cowboys when something good actually happens. We really and truly appreciate you, Linda. We got Derek. The emails had me cracking up. Oh, my God. You know what? I'll get to those emails in a section. Bernard, FBA, Fly Eagles Fly, Chris. How's everybody doing tonight? I appreciate Jameson Taylor in the house. I appreciate all of you guys joining. It's a holiday and stuff, so I don't expect a lot of people to be in here tonight and all that. And there's no real news that's going on. But here's what's crazy is, because you're talking about these emails, and probably me talking about it has probably emboldened him to go ahead and make sure he sends more of them. But how do you wake up in the morning, first thing, and your first thoughts are, Mark Holmes and the Dallas Cowboys suck. And I've got to fire off an email. To him to tell him how much he sucks and how much his team sucks. It's like, what is wrong? Do you not have a life? Is that all you got? Alana Walker, how are you doing? Oh, camera went out there. Hold up. There we go. It's back. Okay. All right, camera's back. It's like, how do you wake up with that much hate for the Dallas Cowboys? I saw Clarence Hill Jr. on Twitter. And, you know, when you go on Twitter, you got to have your boxing gloves on and you got to have the headgear on, because it's literally a fight. Daniel Camardi, hey, my brother, how are you doing? Logan Moore, hey, Randy, Mike Pocket Showroom, email warfare, baby. Clarence Hill was in there, and he's just like, he gets so much hate. Clarence Hill, they're going after him and saying, first of all, they're saying he's Mr. Negative Nelly and telling him he just loves to go ahead and shit on the Cowboys. And he's kind of like, bro, I've been here since 97. I'd love to cover the Super Bowl and give you good news, but I've seen too many years where we've been disappointing in the playoffs. He's like, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you what you're going to want to hear. Not going to do that. And so people are going after him. And, you know, then you've got the other side of the equation, the Dak Prescott haters that are out there. And he's just like, man, they coming out after me and this, that, and I'm like, welcome to my world. So we're getting into a whole conversation here where literally, I don't know if between the Giants, the Eagles, and the Commanders and all those guys that hate Dak Prescott, if that's more than the Dallas Cowboy fans that hate and trash Dak Prescott. I'll be real with you. I mean, we've gotten glimpses of what the Cowboys are like without Dak Prescott. With Dak Prescott, you're at least a playoff team just about every year. You can't, oh, Jimbo, yeah, the barbecue was good. I ate some more of that tonight. You can't look at the Cowboys and say, without Dak Prescott, that we've been pretty much a chance to be in the playoffs every single year. You can't. You can look at some years of Romo, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, and we make the playoffs and then 4-12. I know it's not enough. But you can't turn around and be happy as shit and saying, oh my God, the Cowboys got another weapon. This is going to help CeeDee Lamb. And not recognize the fact that the Cowboys have refused to do something like this since Amari Cooper in 2018. In which case, they fire sailed him and literally said things like, we're going to do more with less. You can't put all this on just Dak Prescott, y'all. Not when the Cowboy players are beginning to, now that we have gotten away from Mike McCarthy, and now that souls are free to kind of speak their mind a little bit more, that we're really finding out how bad it was with the Dallas Cowboys. You can literally see a 180-degree turn between the players, their attitude, and wanting to be there. Micah Parsons didn't want to be there. Let's be real here. Happy birthday to Micah Parsons, the Savo Lion. I hope he finishes him. Happy birthday to Micah Parsons. Hope you get your contract soon because I don't want you missing out any time in training camp. And for those that shit on him, he's got 177 pressures in 4 years, more than any other player in the NFL over 4 years. But be that as it may, he sucks, as y'all say. But when you see Wanye Thomas talking about fun is back, when you see everybody talking about energy and how it's radiating between the team, when you see that everybody is showing up, including those that don't have their contracts, the only negative thing we have heard from anybody in training camp right now is Deron Bland slightly butthurt about having to work in the slot. Bobby Beniski, Pickens will get sun in his eyes with no curtains. You know what, Bobby? The way this season has gone, I would not be surprised if Jerry Wayne Jones actually put up curtains. I would not be. That's how crazy this offseason has been. Shout out to Bobby Beniski. He's a hater. He's an Eagle fan, but he's a true fan that at least when he crashes us out, he at least goes ahead and does the super chats because that's what helps keep us going here. We appreciate it. It's a positive shift. It is truly a positive shift. But not only the positive shift, Stacy Schubert, Roland's Review. Welcome, Stacy. How are you doing? Oh, my goodness. It's a party now. It's a party now. Miss Lola Hot Sauce. Shout out to Lola. The cockroaches are here hard. It's a positive change for the Cowboys. But it's crazy how much venom, hate, and trolling I have seen already. Stephen R., you know what, Stephen? I just realized you ain't been on here, bro. And I didn't miss you. Stephen R., I didn't miss your takes. No, I am not going to agree that Dak is getting old and rusty. You know, I'm old. I'm 59. Okay, I'm old. Dak is just seasoned. And you know what? I truly hope that the Dallas Cowboys take all of this shit, all of this crap that they're throwing, because they're shitting on Dak. I don't know how you say, this is how crazy it is. Okay, this is how crazy it is. Okay, so I was going through the boys at Pro Football Focus. Listen to this. Let me see. I think I may still have it open in one of these screens. I get so many damn screens open, it's not even funny. So So listen to this for a second. Just hear me for a second. So Geno Smith, let's take Geno Smith for a second here, okay? Geno Smith, Pro Football Focus says, is the 10th best quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not trying to shit poo-poo on Geno Smith. Few would have pegged Geno Smith to grade as the 6th best passer in the NFL over the past 2 seasons, which is true. That's true. But here we are. In fact, his 85.8 passing grade in the span is just 0.2% shy of Pat Mahomes. After being traded for a third-round pick this offseason, Smith should enjoy an improved offensive line, but a downgrade in receiving weapons. He protects the football and has a knack for generating big-time throws. So we're saying Geno Smith, with an 85.8 rating, that he's the 10th best, right? Okay, let's go down. Let's go down here for a second. They got Trevor Lawrence. They have him at 16. 16, mind you, okay? Trevor Lawrence might be the biggest wild card in this tier this year. The talent is undeniable, but he has yet to show a consistent high-level play needed to elevate himself and the Jaguars into the NFL elite. His 79.7 overall grade, that's the Pro Football Focus grade in 23, was a career high, and now he'll have Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter as his top weapons, with Mr. Duval Cohen as his coach. So keep in mind what I just told you. I said Geno Smith at 85 last year, and Trevor Lawrence at 16 with his best ever being a pro at 79.7. And then we get to number 17. Dak Prescott remains the epitome of quarterbacks who thrive against weaker opponents, but falters when competition stiffens. He earned a 90 Pro Football grade in 23. All right, so let's go back here. They just said Trevor Lawrence, who had the best he's ever had at 79.9. The same year Dak had a 90, Dax was only behind Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, before a late season collapse ended his MVP bid. There was no late season collapse. They went 12-5. And his numbers were better than Lamar Jackson. There was no playoffs, yeah, I'll give you that. There was no late season collapse. The man had 36 TDs, 10 interceptions. There was no late season collapse. But be that as it may, the Cowboys stumbled early, and the season-ending injury sidelined Prescott before he could rebound. To rejoin the top 10 conversation, he must recapture the 23 form and prove he can deliver against the league's best. So the 9-4 record against the Eagles, that's nothing, right? Okay. Drew, what's your quarterbacks? And see, the thing about winning teams, the reason why they're winning teams is they're winning teams. And I asked you because I know guys like Matthew Stafford have losing records against winning teams. Aaron Rodgers. There's very few quarterbacks that actually have winning records against winning teams other than Pat Mahomes. And that's a fact. So you can cherry pick that, Drew. You can cherry pick that. And that's fine if you want to. But there's no way, no how that you can say that Trevor Lawrence, whose best Pro Football Focus grade has been a 79.9, is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. There's no way. There's no way in hell that Mr. I made the playoffs, I got 5 interceptions in the playoff game, and my defense ended up winning it for me. Sorry. Can't do that. Can't. No. If you want to say he's not as good as Jalen Hurts, I might not agree with you on that because I say Jalen Hurts has a better team, but I can understand that rationale. But you can't look and say that Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott and he's not done shit, was hurt the same year as Dak Prescott, has 5 interceptions in a playoff game. Sorry. There's no way. There's no way, Drew. And Stephen R., of course you are. So you're one of the jackasses. The jackass. Like my dad, before you say, oh, you're cussing. No, my dad will call you a jackass. I've been called by my dad a jackass. You, Stephen R., are a jackass. But it's cool. It's cool. Because I'm going to kick back when this season starts, and I'm going to take it 1 week at a time. And when the Cowboys play better than what all you mother humpers say, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm taking notes. And I tell you what, Eagles, the amount of shit I got, I was just sitting here chilling. I went and saw my dad. His gravesite, put flowers on. Went and talked to my mom, who's just life's changing and everything else. Went and saw my daughter to her apartment. I hung out with her. Mike was with me, and just relaxing and just trying to get through the day and enjoy today not working. And I get the emails from, 2 emails a day just telling me, basically, I'm not even going to go into the details of it, but, that I'm swinging from something of Dak Prescott's and how much my boyfriend is just a choker, because they've taken offense that I bring up that they're 9-4 against Dak Prescott. And they go through and they say, well, some of those games were against backup players or we had nothing to play for. And that in the same way, they basically say that those wins don't count. Instead of saying, you know what, we're Super Bowl champions. Dak seems to own us the regular season. He plays good against us for whatever reason. They literally can't say that. You literally cannot say that. You cannot recognize the fact that for whatever reason, Dak Prescott shines when he plays against the Eagles. Just does. And I don't know why it's so hard. I can recognize that the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. I don't understand how every single thing that the Cowboys do, you have to shit on it. I can look and say, well, damn, Eagles signed that guy? Shit, I don't know how they paid that. Man, you mean they've gone ahead and paid Cam Jurgens in the 3rd year? Damn, that's a smart move. You can't do that. You can't recognize after having A.J. Brown brought in the difference it made for your quarterback. You can't recognize and say, man, that was a good move by the Cowboys picking up George Pickens. That it literally has to be that you can't have the Cowboys have a little teeny ounce of credit. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys? But I'm going to tell you, Eagle fans, bro, you better not lose September 4th, opening season game, when they take out your Super Bowl banner. You better not lose to the Dallas Cowboys, knowing that you've got the Kansas City Chiefs the next week. You got the Rams. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which, mind you, Tampa Bay has kind of killed you in the playoffs there. I'm just reminding you that they ain't no slouch either. You could all of a sudden have shit roll downhill and start up fucked up because you're slow starters. It's all about the journey when it's all said and done. That's all I'm saying. But, we got 100 days more to hype this thing up, and I'm excited. But back to the Cowboys themselves, now that I've kind of gone on the tirade of, and I got Philly 500. It's slow, Last time Dallas won the Super Bowl, you had Zuba pants. Yeah, man, I wish I still had my Zuba pants. Actually, I ought to check with my mom because my mom doesn't throw anything away. I might have some Zuba pants at her house because I can't believe she found my freshman year my freshman year JMU baseball cap. It's corduroy. It's a corduroy from when I played football at JMU when my number was 96. But shout out to Bobby. That's an old hat. They don't make corduroy hats anymore. Okay, that's old. But back to the Dallas Cowboys. This change around. The whole thing, you realize that Jerry Jones screwed the team. His whole thing of being pissed off at Mike McCarthy, you could tell they weren't going to do anything to help him. We're all in. We're all in firing Mike McCarthy. Gregory, how are you doing? Alan, the way he's talking doesn't seem like it. Zuba pants are awesome. Zuba pants, they were almost like hammer pants because they were nice and loose fitting and everything else. You could kind of be bouncing around and, they were comfy. They were comfy. And then, they're like, it was almost like a leopard print with your team colors on. I think you can still get Zuba pants on Amazon. I think you can. I think I checked like a year or two ago and I saw Zuba pants on. You know what? I'm going to check after the show, and if they have, I'm going to order some. I'm going to get a throwback. How's the kitchen from hell going, Mark? The kitchen, we were over there yesterday. We got the ceiling fan up. I got to go over tomorrow, sand the walls and paint and do the floor, and then I'm going to be ready to start putting in the cabinets as soon as I get them finished. So it's coming along. I appreciate that. But this team, if you're working for a company, let's say, okay, and the company is in final straits. Dak is all stats. Stephen R. So none of those wins count. Because here's what I can say, Stephen R. We were 12-5 3 years in a row with Dak Prescott. When Dak Prescott was out this year, what were we? What were we, Stephen R? What were we, Stephen R? 7-10? Stephen R, when Dak Prescott got his ankle broken, what were we, bro? What was our team's record? Stephen R. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Stephen. What was our record? Huh? I didn't hear you. Huh? What was our record? What was our record, Stephen? Without Dak Prescott. Did we sniff the playoffs with Andy Dalton? The guy they said, there's no drop off. They're the same guy as Colin Cowherd said, right? Right? What hell, Stephen? Huh? Nadas, how many teams have a winning record against winning teams, bro? Answer that question. Answer that question. In fact, I will go through and I'll answer it for you. Let me get it. Let's get that. Let's see. Each quarterback against winning teams. Okay, I think that's going to be too broad. Let's see. Because that's like everybody ever. I ain't never. Hold on. Because I want to get this. Okay. That's not by 10. Okay, that's overall. Pat Mahomes has the best winning percentage. But against winning teams, why can't I not find it right now? Because, like Kirk Cousins is 5-25. I can't find the list right now. But I know, damn it. There's only like 3 right now that have a winning record. Matthew Stafford. Here we go. Here we go, jackasses. Here we go. Matthew Stafford's record against winning teams, 9-62. 9-62. Kirk Cousins, 5-25. Andrew Luck, 17-26. Joe Flacco, 26-46. Derek Carr, 11-34. Jameis Winston, 4-19. Cam Newton, 20-33. Matt Ryan, 28-44. Andy Dalton, 21-31. Russell Wilson is one of the few, 26-21. There you have it, people. There's only 3 quarterbacks right now. And I know Jalen Hurts is one of them, but you can't look at Jalen Hurts' team and say the Cowboys team and the Eagles team are the same in talent. So if you'd like to come back at me with something, come on back now. Come on back now. Bring another one. Bring another. Stephen R., come on. Give it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it, guys. Yes, Linda. But is Jalen Hurts in his 23 passes a game doing it by himself? That's all I'm going to ask you. Now, because, Linda, I know you will be fair with this shit. Is Jalen Hurts the only reason why that team is winning against other teams? Oh, shit. This is the real one now. It must be quiet in Eagle Land right now, isn't it? The delusion is getting worse, everyone. Please keep marking your thoughts and prayers. He's losing it. Always yapping, not talking about playoffs. 12 wins, 3 straight years, and can't win playoff games. They did win one playoff game there, Philly. They did. Dak Prescott had 5 touchdown passes in that game. They did. They did, Philly. Don't lie now.
They had like 1 or 2 wins.
Don't lie.
Mike McCarthy.
We did win one of those playoff games. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I want to see my quarterback win the 6 Super Bowl rings. You and me both. We are the Eagles, not the Jalen Hurts. Thank my God. Linda, I wish all Eagle fans were like you. Rational. Oh my God. So Philly, so you're one against the Giants. That was a great win there. And against a beat down San Francisco team. And mind you, Philly, those who live in Glass, you couldn't beat Tampa Bay in the playoffs with Baker Mayfield. I'm just saying. You lost to Baker Mayfield. Jalen Carr having barbecue with the ham off the bone. Oh, buddy. You know what? I tell you what, Bobby B. I'm going to pull up. This is aged, okay? This is 3 years ago. But this is the guy who wants all the smoke. Okay? This was, I know, listen, you mean playoffs, 49ers teams that got destroyed? Yeah, they got destroyed. They were beat down. I don't know. Why is everybody fucking with me? Look, on the day I go see my dad, y'all got me up here cussing. Why? Son of John, what's up, Mark? Don't let Stephen R. get your blood pressure up. You're right about that. I can't allow that. We'll see how things shape up in the 25 season. You're right about that. Thank you, son of John. Let's go to the tape here for a minute. I'm going to catch my breath, let my pressure go down, and I want you to get to know Tyler Booker, the man who said he's coming for Jalen Carter's meats, okay? So you can get an idea of the tenacity of this guy.
I'm Tyler Booker. I've got 2 words for you. No mercy.
No mercy. Now, keep in mind, it's 3 years ago.
I became one of the best tackles in the country.
I know you got every offer in the book.
And I'm putting CT on the map. Bama, so roll tide.
Yo, he's a demon.
He's a bull.
I'm a 6'5" monster. You won't get past
6'5".
You won't get
This was
through
3
me.
years ago.
And at the next level, this year nobody touching me for real. I want all the smoke.
He wants all the smoke. You gonna get the smoke, bro. You gonna get the
What's going
smoke.
on, Coach? What you got for me today?
What's up, my man?
Good.
All right, get to a little warm-up going on, 2 in, 2 out. Tyler's been with me since about the age of 9.
The reason why I know
Since
I'm different
9?
is just my dedication from an early age.
Dad would call up and say, hey, can we get Tyler in to train? And I would say the only time we have available is 7 a.m. on Saturday. And he would be here at 7 a.m. on Saturday.
This is a guy
To
that's
get that
driven.
from college kids. let
Look at
alone
the size of this
kids.
man.
Come on, get another plate up there. It's light. Probably get in here around 3 or 4 times a week. Train with the best to be the best. And that was just the warm-up. We didn't even start yet. Go up.
Yes, sir.
Go up.
He's a bull. He's remarkable. He's just in a different category than even some of the pro athletes we've seen.
This year, nobody touching me. I say it every year, but this year, nobody touching me for real. I came to IMG to be the best football player I could be and to win a national championship. And that's what I did. In order to be an offensive lineman, you got to be gritty, you got to be nasty and selfless.
As soon as the light flashes, it's a reactive drill. He's exploding to the light. Get there. You got to get there. You gotta
Explodes.
get there.
Look at that guy.
Well done.
I play through the whistle, I don't let up, and I don't call it a good play if somebody's not on their back. I'm tired of the offensive line being seen as the big grunts who do all the work and get no credit, but no, I want to drip out too. I want to be flashy too. I want to be recognized for my talents as well.
We think what we're doing is going to help him with his footwork, his speed, his reaction time, and hope that evolve into becoming the player he wants to become. Don't lose any focus. You got
Yes,
it?
sir, I got you.
Keep it up, baby.
But a lot of what I do is because
That's a big man.
of what I can do. in
That's a
football.
lot.
I can build my platform.
He's huge.
Continue to help others and just be a mentor for kids in Connecticut. Where I born field in New Haven, Connecticut. And this was really the field where I started playing football. So just being back here, it means a lot to me, because that's where the journey really started. How I got into football was just my family always watching it, my dad always watching it, and my dad made it my destiny when he put a football in my crib 2 days after I was born. Out here was where I learned my first move as a player. I learned the swim move, and that was really the start of.
We got another Eric
taking
Williams.
technique
I hope
seriously because
so.
I saw that I was able to apply it and win most of my battles with it.
Hold
I
up.
used to want to be a
You know what, Stephen R., bro, the shit's getting old, man. The shit's getting old. Sorry. You know what? If you want to see blocking, we can block your ass out of here. Because you know what? It was cute there for a while, bro. It was cute there for a while. But, bro, I'm 59 years old. I don't know how much time I got left. I just visited my father at the cemetery. Stop wasting my fucking time. Okay? Seriously. If you're a Cowboy fan, act like one. You may not be the Dak Prescott fan, but you would want him to succeed. You should get your ass behind him and say, hey, he's what we got. I'm a Cowboy fan, and I hope that he does well, instead of constantly shitting on the guy. Seriously. Seriously. Is that all you have to bring to the table? Seriously, that's the only thing that you ever do when you come in here is literally just shit on the quarterback. You can't say anything nice. Maybe, hey, we got some good receivers that are making up for Dak Prescott. Thank God we got CeeDee Lamb. Or you know what? Hey, we got a new coach and things like that. Maybe the organization is trying to fix some things. Maybe in a couple of years, we'll be able to get out from under Dak Prescott and have a great team. But everything you come in here with is just negative shit, man. Seriously. It gets to be tiring. Seriously, man, come on. Are you a Cowboy fan, or are you one of the freaking trolls out there that hate the Cowboys? Because this Cowboys on Cowboys crime is freaking ridiculous, man. Seriously, it gets old. I appreciate you coming in, but damn, I got it. You think Dak sucks. Well, that's your opinion, but you don't have to pound it in 50 times a live stream, man. Damn. You don't get to be a garbage. You can't be a garbage quarterback and be on the precipice of having every Dallas Cowboys passing record. Because if that was the case, everybody would have those, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? You don't get 36 and 37 TDs in a season. I don't care who it's against. If it was literally that easy, you would see Trevor Lawrence with that shit. You'd see Jalen Hurts with more. What's the most Jalen Hurts has ever thrown in a season? 24? 23? You got teams out there that are out there been constantly trying to say, what can we do to make this team a better team? What players can we bring in to make it a better team? And they go out there and they get Saquon Barkley's. They go out there and get DeAndre Hopkins. They go out there and get A.J. Browns. They go out there and say, let's get players to make our team better. And instead, this team literally goes out and says, we're going to do more with less. Hey, let's go to the USFL. We can find some players there to win a Super Bowl. Hey, this guy, he was kind of a meh. He's got 50 tackles and hasn't played in 2 years. Let's bring him in. We can make him a starter. And you turn around and say, oh, well, that guy just sucks. When you got Jerry frickin' Jones that says we're going all in and lets 9 starters go and replaces none of them. And the only take that you have, Stephen R., is the quarterback sucks. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and try and tell you that the Dallas Cowboys are great. But if you look at it honestly, with the way the Cowboys have deconstructed this team, and I don't want to hear Philly 500 talking about, well, you had Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott in the last 5 seasons had 1 year over 1,000 yards. 1 year. From the time Zeke Elliott got his contract, he was no longer an elite running back. I don't want to hear about, well, you had all these great receivers. When we had Dez Bryant, he was in the twilight of his career and mostly injured. But even with that, he had more yards per catch than at any other point in his career. And don't give me the Cole Beasley as being the elite guy. That's the reason we went out and got Amari Cooper, because we literally had Terrence Williams. We had a rookie, Michael Gallup. And we had Cole Beasley as wide receivers to throw to. And instantly with Amari Cooper, the team got better. Why? It wasn't Amari Cooper throwing the ball to himself. It was finally we had a weapon for the guy to throw to. Do you honestly look at the Dallas Cowboys in comparison to the San Francisco 49er team that ended up having Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuels, and George Kittle? And look at that and say, we were on an even field? Do you honestly look at the Eagles that have the best offensive line in football right now, have 2 legitimate wide receivers, great ones, 2 of the top paid ones at least, a great tight end in Dallas Goedert, and the best running back in football, and say Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, they're on the same playing fields? Come on, man. Come on. You literally have the owner saying we're going to do more with less. That's some bullshit, man. There is no way in hell when you see everybody else knowing that the Dallas Cowboys spent less money over the last 10 years in free agency than anybody else. Anybody. There is nobody who spent less trying to fix their team than the Dallas Cowboys.
My dad showed me
Seriously. When your big free agent signings are bringing a spent running back, Zeke Elliott, and a linebacker who's past his prime in Eric Kendricks, and you literally think, hey, we're going to Super Bowl. Oh, Dak, he sucks, man. And you literally say, well, Dak's got to have people around him. No freaking kidding. No kidding. The Eagles got their ass busted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they said, you know what? We're not good enough. Let's go get some more players. And they went out and they got Saquon. They signed some other players, didn't work out. Linebacker from Tampa Bay and everything else and Huff and things, but it didn't stop them from trying to make their team better. They are constantly looking and saying, where can we get better? Who can we get to make this roster a stud roster? The Cowboys have not done that. If the Cowboys have been doing that and we failed with Dak Prescott, I would say, yeah, it's Dak Prescott's fault. If the Cowboys over the last 30 years were winning Super Bowls until they got to Dak Prescott, I say, yeah, it's Dak Prescott. But you can't take a team that wasn't going to the playoffs 2 years back to back before Dak Prescott and say Dak is the problem. Come on, man. Y'all have made me lose my religion here. Thank you, Lola. You're right. It's like, yeah, did Dak give up 169 yards on the ground? Was Dak Prescott the Randy Gregory that tackled an offensive lineman where he had not tackled him? It would have been third down and long, and we probably would have gotten the ball back so we didn't have to run out the clock on that running play. Like Linda said, shout out to Linda. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's the Philadelphia Eagles team. And the team is not one guy. You need a great quarterback that's not going to lose it, that's going to be able to help you win it. But you got to have the players out there. And when you have a wide receiver core like we had last year that was last in separation, that means every single pass you're passing is in a tight window. And what I hear from people is say, oh, well, why'd he throw that pass in there? He's covered. Because everybody's freaking covered. Because you got chopped liver out there, bro. You got freaking chopped liver. You went out and get a Brandon Cooks who's in the twilight of his career, who literally had a knee infection. He goes out there with his number one wide receiver because you wouldn't pay him his freaking contract, doesn't even get there for training camp. You got an old-ass Zeke Elliott who can't rush for 3.1 yards per play behind a Tyler Guyton who was a right tackle in college with only 13 starts, who literally looked lost on the other side, and a rookie center. And we're going to throw the ball 65% of the time. And Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks and the other guys are your other receivers. And you look at it and say, it's just Dak. Screw all you freaking idiots. That's what I got to say. I done held this shit for too long. I am sick and tired of all of these mother humpers that are constantly just looking at the damn quarterback and blaming him. I ain't saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's not at fault too. But you got to have the horses in the race. And when you look at it and say, well, he failed against San Francisco. Did Zeke Elliott perform in that game? That game that we had 62 yards rushing and 27 of it was the quarterback? You going to say it was only that guy? The defense that couldn't stop the run? Come on, man. You're not that stupid. You can't be that freaking stupid or blind. Anything else, Stephen R? Stephen R? Anything else, bro? Tierra B, what's up, Tierra? Maybe so, but the defensive running game didn't matter much either. And when Dak's trying to get us back in the game, defense just keep giving up another TD. Listen, you win as a team and you lose as a team. The quarterback gets too much credit and gets too much blame on all of them. Jalen Hurts, hey, he's a good quarterback. I'm not going to lie to you and say he's not a good quarterback. I'm not going to do to you what Eagle fans do to us. But you can't look at that team and say, if I take Jalen Hurts and put him on another team, that he's going to go win the Super Bowl by himself. It's not. It's just not. I hate the Eagles, but I have to respect the fact that they understand the game. They understand about contracts. They understand that the NFL is going to be making more money and more money and more money down the road. And that's why they go ahead and they sign a Cam Jurgens after 3 years, because they understand if I pay him now, knowing that I have another year, I'm really not paying him as far as the salary cap goes for 2 years. And in 2 years, the salary cap may be up another $50 million, in which case the percentage that I'm paying him of the cap is dirt cheap. I've locked him in cheap. Whereas we've got Micah Parsons, who everybody, Trevor Lawrence has already paid his contract last year, and Trevor Lawrence ain't done shit. They locked him in last year at $55 million. They didn't wait till his 5th-year option. They didn't have him to the precipice of maybe having to hold out like we did with CeeDee Lamb and then turn around and pay him the most amount of money. These are all things that matter. The difference between winning and losing in the NFL is usually about 3 or 4 plays. Generally speaking, you can find 3 plays that if they go the other way, I don't care what the score is, it's a different game. And understanding that the margins are that close, saving $5 or $10 million on a contract that can give you another player that when somebody else gets hurt is there. Bro, Big Richard trade Parsons for 2 first-round picks doesn't do you any good right now, bro. And you're literally taking a bird in the hand, Big Richard. You're taking a bird in the hand, a known commodity, the man who has more sacks to start a career than every other Dallas Cowboy player other than DeMarcus Ware. And that's only by 1. And he missed 5 games. You got a guy who has 177 pressures in 4 seasons, more than anybody else. And you say, trade him for 2 number 1s. Sure. And suppose it's the 2 number 1s you draft are Mozzie Smith and Tyler Guyton. How'd that work out? How will that work out for you? Did you get my email, Mark, about your P.O. box? Timothy? I don't think so. Send it to me again. I get a lot of stuff in there, and it may be that I got it, and I don't always check it, so I may have missed it. Barbie, the princess of YouTube, go Birds. Well, shout out to you, princess of YouTube. And Philly, you're still hanging. Philly, what, you got nothing else to do but to troll me? There's no news in Eagle Land? Everybody wants to see me have a heart attack here on the channel? Get my blood pressure up and just bust it, just die before the season starts? Is that what everybody's looking for? Okay, I guess that's what it is. You're only as good as the worst player on the team. You know, Mike, that reminds me of what we did in Boy Scouts. You are 100% right. I remember the Scoutmaster said, hey, Mark, come here. And he handed me 2 pieces of rope. He said, tie a knot, tie those 2 pieces together. He called up another scout, said, hey, come here. He took the 2 pieces of rope that I tied together, and he said, tie that one to this piece. So that guy tied one. He called another scout. So he called up like 5 of us. So now you got 6 pieces of rope tied together with 5 knots. And what he said was, this rope is only as strong as the weakest knot on it. And that's the truth. And that's the thing about this team. This team is better than it was last year, at least by talent. It's going to take time for the new coaches to get in here to teach them what they need to do. It's going to take time for the new players to get used to the new coaches and used to the pressure cooker that is the Dallas Cowboys. But it's a much younger team that at least is trying to fill in the gaps. There are still problems here. I still worry about the defensive line. We still need a run stopper. You can't complain. You spent the last 3 days calling for smoke. Now here's you. Go ahead. Who said I'm calling? When did I call for smoke? When did I call for smoke? I played a video here with my man who said he's calling for smoke, he wants the smoke. I didn't call for the smoke. I've been over here minding my own business, and I get all you Eagle fans that are sending me emails, sending me messages, coming on my channel and shitting on me, sitting here sending me tweets and everything else, posting my pictures. You even, have you seen me do a video on Philly 500, on You Philly? You literally start your video and put my name in the title. You put my name in the title. Literally. And the first clips on the video are Mark Holmes. How are you saying I called out the smoke, bro? I didn't call out the smoke. I got guys like Drew in here who come in here, act like he's your friend, and just constantly shits on me. How did I call Drew? Did I say, hey, Drew, why don't you come in here and drop a deuce on me? No. Y'all just have no couth. You got no couth. Mark, it was Dak's fault that he has thrown 5 interceptions in the last 3 playoff games. 5 interceptions in 3 playoff games. It's not the worst in the world. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, Drew, threw 5 in 1 freaking game. And they rate him higher than Dak Prescott. They rate him higher than that. And I'm going to say this, Drew. When you're in the playoffs and you can't run the ball like the Cowboys couldn't, and you got one target who's getting double covered, and you got no separation whatsoever, which means you either eat the ball, throw it away, or you try and make something happen. What do? What are you going to do? You have to try and get in those tight windows. There's a cause and effect. See, it's not like the situation that you had in the Super Bowl when Kansas City was worried about stopping the run, so they put 8 men in the box and they got single coverage on your 2 great wide receivers. And you had an offensive line who could block the defense to give your quarterback time. Here's the thing, Philly. Romo was dealing with some of the same shit that we had. We just were. Here's the thing. The reality is this. Let's be real here. We all point to it and say, if we had the call with Des Bryant catching the football, that we would have won that game. That's the assumption. But I'm going to say this. Had Des Bryant caught that pass and we scored that pass at that time, Aaron Rodgers had all day to go down the field to take the lead back because we wouldn't have been able to stop him. In the same way we shit and say Dak always chokes in the playoffs, I got to say, going against Aaron Rodgers, he threw for 304 yards and 3 TD passes, went toe for toe, and our defense couldn't stop the Green Bay Packers for 50 seconds, and they go down and win. Is that Dak being a choker? That's the same thing that would have happened if Des caught it. You can say he's a choker all you want. Sorry, I don't look at it that way. And you know what? You, Eagle fans, I don't give a rat's ass how you view it. You ain't paying my bill. Well, actually, I guess you are by watching. But I know what I know. And I ain't going to change any Dallas Cowboy ones that hate Dak Prescott any more than I'm going to change any Eagle fans, any more than I'm going to change a Momo or anybody else. And that's fine. Last I checked in this country, you are free to have your opinion. And your opinion is Dak sucks. But I tell you what, for some reason, that 9-4 record that Dak has against you guys, that really set y'all off. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing me get worked up in here because, thanks, Timothy. I'll check it out. I really, hope you enjoyed, for your entertainment, getting underneath my skin. I see Stephen R. I might have run him off and he may never come back. But, Stephen R., you're okay with me, bro. But damn, Slow up on the Dak hate. Jeez, oh, flip. If Dak was on Washington, they wouldn't make the NFC title. Okay, Leon. What will it take for you to turn your back on Dak? I love to see Mark mad. Not Dak sucks. This is a choker. 9-4 is overblown. Okay. Oh, we got the fake Philly 500. Damn. See, that's when you know it's a bad night. You got the real Philly 500 and you got the fake Philly 500 up in here. Damn. That's when you know it's going to be a bad night. All right, good people and Eagle fans. It's going to be a long 100 days until the Eagles take on the Cowboys. But I'm going to tell you right now, Philly, you better not lose that game, bro. You better not lose that game. Bobby B, I give Dak a pass last year. It's Mingo's fault. Oh, God, Bobby. I think me going off tonight is just going to make more y'all mother humpers come in here. Hope everybody had a good holiday and didn't eat too much damn barbecue chicken, burgers, and potato salad. As always, peace out, good people.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.